Well, y'all, welcome to episode 2 of the Roaring the Bottom NASCAR podcast. I'm your host, Zach Moore. We're here to break everything that happened this past weekend at Las Vegas Speedway. Then we'll go into some off-track silly season, and then we'll go into a preview for XFINITY and Cup at Homestead. So let's get into it. Riley Herbst got his first career win at Las Vegas, his hometown track. Won the race by 14.9 seconds. I think that's like one of the second or first largest lead to win by in an Xfinity Series race. I mean, spanked the field, smoked them up. I mean, just what a way to win your first race by 14.9 seconds, your first ever win at your hometown track in front of all your friends and family. He did 103 laps of the 201 laps of that race. I thought it was a great race. Cole Custer, his teammate, won stage one. Cole Custer was on the pole for this race too. It was kind of like a Stewart-Haas domination, but mainly a Riley Herbst domination. Great race. Great run for them. I enjoy it. Multi-groove race, as always. Multiple lanes to choose from to run on that track. A lot of people would consider this race not that great because the ending, winning by 14 seconds is crazy. But that's what you're going to have sometime when you got long green flag runs, no cautions. You're going to have these guys that have dominant cars like what Riley Herbst had. You're going to have where a guy just smokes the field and is the class of the field. I'd rather have this than, some fluky caution that causes, pit stops and, the guy that led all day and deserved to win has a bad pit stop and he loses the race. But yeah, good race. We'll go down through the top 10 finishers. So Riley Herbst finishing first. John Henry second. Cole Custer third. Chandler Smith fourth. Sam Mayer fifth. Justin Allgaier sixth. Austin Hill seventh. Brandon Jones 8th, Daniel Hemrick 9th, and Lane Graves 10th. Good race, good run for some playoff guys, and good race. Looking forward to Homestead, and let's get into our off-track. Not off-track, we'll get into our Cup breakdown here of the Cup race. Kyle Larson won the race. Also won stage 1, stage 2. Kind of dominated the race. I wouldn't say he dominated, he didn't lead. He led a lot of laps, but there was a lot of times in the races where he was, just trying to catch up. Had tire strategy and different strategies. Guys were able to lead. Kyle Larson is just a different breed, man. On Tuesday, he won his Sprint Car Series race. I'm not a huge dirt racer, sprint car guy, but he won his own racing league, Sprint Car Series, called the High Limit Series. He actually owns that series with a guy named Brad Sweet, who's another really good sprint car racer. They're buddies. And then on Thursday, he had his Indy 500 orientation. Parades orientation, just like a work orientation, where you gotta go in and do certain things, pass certain tests, whenever you do for orientation. But no, he passed it, so now he gets to qualify for the Indy 500 in May. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to watching that. I love Indy 500. I love watching oval racing. Any form of oval racing I enjoy. It'll be exciting. It'll be a big deal for NASCAR, especially if he runs well, because I think he's going to be a good car, good Indy car there. So it'll be fun. Look forward to that in next May. But no, great race. I thought it was a great race. Good multi-groove race. Great finish. What a finish between Riley Herbst. Not Riley Herbst, man. Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson was dominating the last stage. Long green flag run, and then, Christopher Bell was kind of chipping off a couple of cars. He was running right fourth or fifth, able to pass a couple of guys, and then he was able to get to second, and then there was a little bit of lap traffic there. Lap traffic that he was trying to get around, and once he was able to get around that, there was 10 laps to go, and, he was still, a second and a half back, and then I think it looks like once he got by that lap traffic, he had some clean racetrack, clean air, and he was able to then click off some really fast laps, and he was able to run down. Larson lost the race by half a car. I think it was 0.82 seconds. If I'm saying that right. But what a finish. Awesome finish, dude. Bell was definitely beating himself up. You could see his interview that he felt like that was his one shot. He's definitely telling himself what he could have done different. I think he had one more lap. One more lap was all he needed. I think he would have got around Larson. He was definitely the faster car at that moment. But no, something that happens, man. I still think it's his last shot to win. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good at Homestead. I'm not saying that's a great track for him, but he'll be good. And then but he also has Martinsville in 2 weeks where he won before. So yes, I think to me that if he won like that race, this race was probably, this is one of the most important races in the season. Besides the fact that they go to 500 in the championship, because if you win this, it gives you, two whole weeks to have your team prepare your car for Phoenix. Look at last year. Joey won this exact same Las Vegas race, and his team Penske had 2 weeks to prepare his car, and look at what happened. He won the championship. So those are things, of course, you're going to beat yourself up. That's how I feel in all in life. You're going to have those times where you wish, what could have you done different? But no, good race. I enjoyed it. I love watching all racing. Really enjoyed it. Multi-groove racing, good. The mile and a half package for this next gen cars, the best package we have. Probably the best mile and a half package, I think, from ever since I watched NASCAR. I mean, mile and a half used to be, sloppy. Not, those always been the crappy races. Everyone liked short tracks and road courses. But now it's like the opposite. Now intermediates are like the best form of racing we got, and now the short tracks and road courses kind of lack with competition because of the packages they're running. We need more horsepower, we need more tire wear at those road courses and short tracks. But no, great race. Looking forward to this weekend in Miami. Another mile and a half. But yeah. Well, let's lead off the top 10 finishers for this race. If I can get to my notes again. So, top 10 finishers for the race. Kyle Larson first, Christopher Bell second, Kyle Busch third, Brad Keselowski fourth, Ross Chastain fifth, Ryan Blaney sixth, William Byron seventh, Tyler Reddick eighth, Martin Truex ninth, Denny Hamlin 10th. We'll talk about the non-playoff guys, the non-round of 8 guys. Kyle Busch finishing third, and Brad Keselowski finishing fourth, and Ross Chastain finishing fifth. I mean, good runs. You think after being eliminated in the round of 12, they'd be down, and they wouldn't be having that momentum anymore. But no, great runs for them. Great way to keep the momentum, kind of work on building on for next year. And everyone in Cup Series, they're all trying to still win. Definitely they don't, those non-playoff guys, they don't want to get involved. They don't want to be a reason that a playoff guy gets wrecked, or they don't want to interfere with them. But they're still trying to win their race. They have just as much right as the playoff guys do to fight for positions and not just give up, because that's not how those guys are wired. But yeah, Christopher Bell finishing second. One more lap, one extra lap, Christopher Bell could have been holding the trophy. Sixth place, Ryan Blaney. So this was going to be a off-track second part of the segment, but Ryan Blaney was DQ'd at left front. He was DQ'd at first. A left front shock was not in the correct ride height, so that was a penalty. He lost all of his stage points, got last place in every stage, and lost his sixth place finish. But then I guess NASCAR said that the template they used, or whatever they used to measure, was wrong, was incorrect, wasn't the correct thing. So he got all his points back. So the point was reascended, if I can say it right. So he no longer has that penalty. He was, but with that penalty in place and getting last place in pretty much every stage and finishing last, he was going to be minus 56. Well, now he's no longer minus 56. We'll get into the points then later. But no, great run for him. It's what he needed. You got to finish top 10, got to finish top 10 stages. So good run for him. William Byron, another 7th place finish. Not surprising at all. Another good run for him. Definitely not where his teammate Kyle Larson was, but still a great run. Could be good for points. And then Tyler, I expect Tyler Reddick to be a lot better in this race. The Toyotas, to me, in my opinion, have been the best car all year. At mile and a half, they've been good everywhere. They're competitive. They could win any track, anytime, any place. And Tyler Reddick's really good. Been good at mile and a halves. But no, no mistakes, no nothing. Just didn't have maybe the overall raw speed that he needed to be in position. Toyota. Christopher Bell was the top Toyota, finishing second. But yeah. And then Martin Truex had an up and down day. I'll say that. I mean, he finishes 5th in stage 1. But then him and his crew chief, James Smalls, I guess James Smalls chooses to stay out here after stage 2 on old tires. They had like there was a caution with like 10, 13 laps to go in stage 1. They had a quick little sprint, 10-lap sprint to the finish, and I think they only took like 2 tires. But then they, instead of pinning, from the 5th spot and heading into stage 2, they decided to stay out from the beginning of stage 2, and it kind of, I guess hearing on the radio they were expecting more cars behind them to kind of stay out there, so it kind of gave them a buffer where they can get out for a lead, and then the damage after wasn't going to be so bad if they got past, but then no one else stayed out, so everyone behind them was on new, fresh 4 tires. And it all kind of didn't really work out. It worked out for a couple laps when the leaders behind them were going side by side for second. And once they got strung out, after that, I believe Denny Hamlin was second. And once he passed him, everyone else behind him got on, and he couldn't do anything. He was on old tires. He was a sitting duck, and lost a lot of ground there. I don't get the whole call, because he would have, if he just has a good pit stop, he would have came out, good, hopefully well inside the top 10, and he could just race from there instead of trying to really, all he was gaining is 5 positions, which was first, but on tires. He could have put himself in a lot better position, because he didn't get stage points in stage 2 because of that, because he lost a lot of track position, lost his ground. But he still rallied back, finished 9th. This was his first top 10 in the playoffs entirety. I never want to expect Martin Truex to struggle this bad. Winning 3 races, regular season champion, you expect him to run a lot better. But it just wasn't meant to be for now. But first, good top 10 to start off. Good first top 10. So, good run for him. He's going to need to run a lot better. He can't be running. If he runs mediocre in these next 2 races, he ain't making it. It's crunch time now. So you got to go. And then Denny Hamlin rounding out in top 10, playoff guy. Good run, but was never. He led a couple laps, but was never a factor. I thought he was going to be a lot more of a top 10 car, maybe even a winning car. I didn't qualify well, but so I kind of hurt him with track position. But I'm surprised. I would have thought Hamlin out of all Toyotas to run well. It was Christopher and not Denny, so that was a little surprising, but still a good run. That's always top 10. Anyway, you can get a top 10 is always good. Now, one playoff guy that didn't get stage points at all was Chris Buescher. He qualified 5th, and after the first pit stop, which I believe was a caution, his pit crew had like a 15-second stop, and that put him way back track position. He finished 11th, which was a good run to rally back, but I think they were just struggling on pit road. They could never get good stops. Brad, his teammate, I was hearing that their pit crew never had any slower than a 9-second stop. So, RFK probably wish that those finishes and points were swapped. They definitely wish Buescher was the one running up time inside the top 5, not Brad. But no, definitely Buescher need to have a better run than that, especially going to a mile and a half where the Fords can kind of struggle all year. Oh, but that's your top 10. That's your breakdown of Las Vegas. Let's get into some off-track stuff. Sheldon Creed is not going to be returning in the 2-car for RCR Racing next year in the Xfinity Series. RCR announced that here's the official statement by RCR. Sheldon Creed will not be returning as a driver in the No. 2 Weldon Camaro in NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2024. We will make an announcement regarding the driver of the No. 2 Weldon Chevrolet in the near future. So that statement made it was RCR's decision, but then Sheldon Creed had made a statement kind of saying that, pretty much, I'll read a little bit here. We have decided to leave Richard Childress Racing at the end of the 2023 Xfinity Series season. Here he goes on and says, RCR and Weldon gave me my first opportunity out of the truck series, and although we haven't gone out there and won all the races we've wished to, I'll be forever grateful for the friendships and hard work, learning and growing we have done. Additionally, I can't thank Weldon enough for their never-ending support of me and our team. Extremely excited to share my 2024 plans with you all. So, to me, it's like almost like he decided it, but then the RCR statement sounds more like they chose to. I mean, when I really think about this and what I would consider this, what really made me really get like a little tongue twister, and my brain was kind of like, I'm trying to wrap this around, but what's really interesting about this is Carson Hocevar is taking over the 77 car, and who right now, Ty Dillon, is driving the 77 car, so he'll be out of ride for 2024. Well, that announcement was Tuesday of last week, and the RCR announcement was a Thursday. That was like a day apart. And Richard Sherlin's, his grandson is Ty, one of his grandsons is Ty Dillon. His other grandson is Austin Dillon, who drives the 3 car in the Cup Series. To me, I mean, there's a lot. I was hearing looking at stuff on Twitter and stuff, and it really seemed like a lot of people were speculating like that maybe, that RCR's Richard Charles is going to go and put Ty Dillon in the 2 car, and also it seems like Wellen might be going and staying with RCR too. So it'll be interesting to see if that's where Ty Dillon's going. I definitely don't agree. To me, Ty Dillon has not earned his ride there. Has not earned that ride. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where Sheldon Creed's going. Yes, Sheldon Creed has not had, his stats. Sheldon Creed's stats. I have them actually. His Sheldon Creed's stats out of 67 races, he has 9 top 5s, 27 top 10s, and he's led 336 laps. His average finish is 16.5, so not bad out of 67 races. So yeah, Sheldon Creed has not won a race yet. He's not won a race out of 5 years in the Xfinity Series. So yes, it's not good, but he's run well. He's in the playoffs. He's in the round of 8 for the Xfinity Series. So, unless, I don't know what our share is doing. It'll be interesting to see if they found someone that they think is better. It'll be interesting to see where our share goes and where Sheldon lands. I don't know where Sheldon can go. I'm trying to think if there's any opening rides. Colin might have an opening ride for him, because I think Daniel Hemmert's leaving that car. So, it should be interesting. Because Daniel Hemmert's going to the 31 car for Colin in the Cup Series. But yeah, we'll see where Sheldon Creed goes and where RCR goes. Another announcement. John Hernandez is driving the 42 for Homestead. So John Hernandez drives for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series right now. He's signed to go to Legacy Motor Club, which is switched to Toyota. Right now they're a Chevy team, so it looks like Chevy made this agreement that Chevy's going to let John Hernandez drive the 42 Chevrolet to kind of, the cars are very similar in the Cup Series. They're all spec cars, kind of all the same parts. So I think this is more a good opportunity. There'll be a couple of things different, knowing that's a Toyota. But this will be a great opportunity for John Hernandez to get a feel for the team, build some chemistry. I'm not sure who his crew chief will be, or it could be the crew chief. Yeah, his crew chief could be what the crew chief he's going to be working with this weekend. So, yeah, good opportunity for Sheldon Creed. It's just his one-off race at Homestead this weekend. And then Carson Hocevar, who's pretty much raced all the races, most of the races in this playoffs, will finish out the last 2 races at Martinsville and Phoenix. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Great opportunity for John Hernandez to get a feel for his team for next year. And now let's get into our Homestead Miami Speedway preview. So, notable entries is Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be making his second start. His first start this year in the Xfinity Series, number 88, was at Bristol. Had a great run there. Really fun. I was actually at that Bristol race the whole weekend, and that was really fun watching him compete. He had a great run going until he had some mechanical little fire that popped up. I had to get out of the car early, but he ran. He led like 40-something laps. So he'll be making his last start of the year in the sponsored by Bass Pro Shops. So really cool. It's always cool. It was, even though I was never a Dale Jr. fan, it was always cool to watch him race because he was a big, he was the biggest star in NASCAR, big deal for the sport. So it's really cool for him to still be competing, and it's just fun to watch him. Noah Gragson was the winner last year in this race. He won't be competing. He's no longer in the Xfinity Series. So he won't be able to defend his title, but his race win. Daniel Hemrick finished 4th last year, and he was the highest finishing driver for active drivers for this year. So out of all the active drivers this year, he was the one that finished the highest from last year here. So could be someone to watch out for. He's not in the playoffs anymore, but just want to throw that one out there. So now let's get into the playoff point standings going into Homestead. John Henry is first, plus 47. Justin Allgaier, second, plus 21. Austin Hill, plus 19. Cole Custer, plus 15, fourth. Tanner Smith, fifth, minus. He's below the cut line at minus 15 in fifth. And then Sam Mayer is minus 16 in sixth. And then we go into Sammy Smith in seventh, who's minus 35, and Sheldon Creed is eighth, minus 41. To me, Sammy Smith, Sheldon Creed, both going to be in must-win situation. They're too high, too low in points. Plus 35 and plus 41. You're not going to be able to make that up. Doesn't matter. The guys that they're competing against are way too good. They're going to get stage points. They're going to run well. Sheldon Creed has never won a race, so to me, overall, I don't feel confident about him getting a win. The RCR cars in the playoffs have not been that great, and just haven't been winning. They're nowhere near what the Joe Gibbs is, and Joe Gibbs is they're just nowhere near that Joe Gibbs or Junior Motorsports at all. And then Sammy Smith, minus 35. He's the one guy I do believe in. He's good. He's a good driver. Toyotas have always been good in the intermediates. This is not intermediate. I don't know if I feel that confident in him at Martinsville coming up there, but for this weekend, I can see him win. I can see him run top 10. But to me, a top 10 is not going to do it for Sammy Smith. He's going to need to try to find a way to win. And I still don't see him doing that. He only has one win. It's at Phoenix. First career win. But no, good race. Still, yeah. Now, let's get into Sam Mayer, who's minus 16. He has 3 wins this season, all on road courses. Hasn't shown me anything. He's good at mile and a half and short tracks, but he hasn't won yet. But to me, if he just gets good finishes, I can see him putting his way in. But I don't see him winning. I don't think he's, compared to what his teammate is, Justin Allgaier, I still think he's second best right now in Junior Motorsports. But no, he's going to need a good run. All playoff guys are going to need a good run. And then Chandler Smith is minus 15. Also, he's the lowest guy he's below the cut line by 15. He has one win. He has one win this year at Richmond short track. We have a short track coming up at Martinsville, but when it comes to the intermediates, calling hasn't been that good. At the intermediates, they're good, like top 10 in stages, yeah, but 15 spots. I mean, it's going against Cole Custer and Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier, and they all have better stats and run a lot more consistently. They're more top 5 cars. I feel like Chandler's more of the bottom 5, more of the bottom of the top 10. So yeah, I don't see him. He's going to need to have a good run, and he definitely could. But yeah, and then Cole Custer plus 15. To me, Cole Custer just needs to have a good run. Keep that point buffer. Definitely, I can see him win. Fords in the Xfinity Series have been decent. Have been good. I think Cole Custer has 2 wins, both at road courses, but has shown the speed and the intermediates to do it. Just like Sam Mayer, got wins at road courses, but they're top, but they're also top 5. But yeah. And then Austin Hill, plus 19. Also, now teammate to Sheldon Creed, RCR cars have, Austin Hill has dominated the super speedways. There's no more super speedways anymore. We're back to the bread and butter of NASCAR racing. Intermediates, look, he could run top 10. But I don't see a win. He does have one win this year at Las Vegas. That was the first race. That was earlier this year, one of the first races they ran at Las Vegas. So he has shown he can win at intermediates. So yeah, watch out for him to be a factor, I think. Top 5. And then for me, Justin Allgaier, who's plus 21 to the cut line. Another guy that I could see win. Junior Motorsport has been good here. It's Noah Gragson, who was a Junior Motorsports driver, won last year. I think Justin Allgaier is going to be a big factor in this race. And then, and then we also got John Hunter, who's the biggest guy. He's plus 47. I mean, he's almost a lock. If he has another good run here, top 10 in all stages, top 10 in the race, I can see him being locked up before Martinsville. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You're going to have guys running paper width from the wall. You're going to see guys ripping the top. You won't see guys rolling the bottom as much. Really, to me, Homestead's a multi-group track, so should be good, should be interesting, should be exciting. Tune in on the USA on Saturday. Now let's get into our Cup preview. So Kyle Larson was last year's winner here. Denny Hamlin has the most wins by any Akron driver, has 3. So Hamlin's good here. Notable entry I do want to say is Ryan Newman. So Ryan Newman used to race. He retired full-time after 2021. The reason I'm mentioning this is Ryan Newman, when he decided to do some part-time races for Rick Ware Racing, he said he was not going to do any big tracks because he had a very scary accident in the 2020 Daytona 500 that, he was still dealing with some health issues that he didn't want to risk any more injury at these big fast tracks. But it looks like he'll be competing this weekend, so it's cool. He's nicknamed the Rocket Man. Should be exciting. He's also running the XFINITY Series race. Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, is going to be the IRA pace car driver, which is pretty cool. Always cool to have big stars showing up for your races. Now, the point standings. Kyle Larson is locked in first in the standings with a win. Then be locked in the championship 4. We'll see him. And then below him, his teammate, William Byron, plus 9. Then we got Martin Truex Jr., plus 2. And then Denny Hamlin, 4th, also plus 2. And then we got Christopher Bell, who's 5th, outside of the cut line, who's minus 2. And then you got Tyler, who's minus 16. And then you have Blaney, who's minus 17, and Chris Buescher, who's last 8th in the points at minus 23. To me, Chris Buescher is going to be a must-win. 23 points is a lot. I mean, we saw Bell finishing second, getting stage points in all stages, and he's minus 2. So, to me, Chris Buescher, that's going to need to win this race. The Fords haven't been good. In the next gen, haven't not been good this year. Intermediate tracks, mile and a half. So to me, if he can come out with a top 10, get stage points, and put himself, but to me, I think he's gonna need to win. So I think he needs to just try to focus on trying to get what's the best position he can put himself in to try to get a win. But to me, I don't think they're gonna worry about trying to get a win until after this week, because I think technically they can still make it on points. But the way the points have always shifted so much, and how close to how tight the field is with positions and stuff like that, I think it'll be tough for him to get on points. And then we got Ryan Blaney, who's minus 17. He was going to be minus 56, but now with that the D&Q being reversed back to no D&Q, no disqualification, he's back to minus 17. Same thing. 4 times we did in the mile and a half. He's going to need to find some good speed there. He does have a mile and a half win at the Cook 600, so he's still capable of doing it. But recently he hasn't. The Fords have struggled. So yeah, I don't see him being. I don't see Blaine. I see Blaine being a top 10, but I don't see him being winning speed. And then Ty Reddick, he's someone minus 16. He's going to need to have a good run. This to me is going to be his last chance, in my opinion, of being able to win the race. Minus 16. He's really good here. He's won 2 Xfinity Series championships at this race. He's won this at this track twice, I think, in the Xfinity Series. So he knows how to get around here. I think he'll be a big factor if he can qualify well and stay in the top 5. I think he'll be tough. He'll be tough to beat. I think he could be a contender for the win. And then we got Christopher Bell, the guy who just finished second at Las Vegas. I think he could be a huge factor in this race as well if he keeps that momentum up. The Toyotas are good at the mile and a half, like I said 1,000 times already. Yeah, he'll be good. It'll be excited to see. I think Toyotas are going to be the main. I think they'll be the main bread and butter of this race. And then Denny Hamlin, there for Toyota. He's 4th, plus 2, I mean, the thing about, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex, 4th and 3rd, they're both +2. I mean, they can't afford to make mistakes, though, in this round. So, Denny Hamlin, 3 wins here. He knows how to win this place. He could be definitely a factor. I see him being a big deal, and I could see him winning it. I see him dominating it. He's going to need to. And then Martin Truex, I don't know. I don't have much faith in Martin Truex. He only has 1 top 10, which was this past weekend. But it could be a sign of some momentum, but he still doesn't really give me as much faith and confidence as the other playoff guys. And then we go into William Byron, who I'm choosing as my pick. Another Hendrick guy. I think Hendrick's going to focus more of their attention on Byron here. They're going to give him all the resources. I think they're going to give him. They know this is the one race that they can get him in here, and I think they definitely want to try to lock both guys in before the last race, so they give both their guys stress-free Martinsville. So yeah, I'm picking William Byron to win. He's won here before in 2021, and I can see him being a huge factor and for the win. So yeah, that's my preview, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. That's a wrap. Short episode. We're at like 31 minutes now, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a review. Check out my YouTube. All the links and stuff will be in my description. I have them on my own website now, so hopefully you guys, wherever you want to check me out on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, check my Instagram out. Check Rolling Bottom's Instagram out. Again, leave a review. Give me a couple stars. Tell me how you think. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.